Sing, hum something.
Just for the end.
Yeah, for the closing.
For the closing.
You sang something at that.
Let me see.
Darling, I can't explain where to use a word, but it's driving me insane. Now I know I just need one more chance to prove my love to you.
Podcast with, of course, Barry here, 90211. I've been acting for over, I would say, like 8 years, 7 to 8 years between Northern California and Southern California. I mean, I got booked a lot of background acting and sometimes forefront as well. So I mean, going around and I've been to set, and of course we heard about this Anton's new project. So here we are all together, and we're gonna make it happen for him.
Yeah, we've been on the podcast before. I think it was the very first episode, and we had a really great time. If you guys want to go back and listen to it.
Yeah.
All right. What after today's podcast, what do you hope to what do you hope to get to? Yeah.
We're getting closer to the production.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm trying to get to.
Yes.
And be more excited about that.
If we can start tomorrow, that would be awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. Heck yeah.
All right. Perfect. Okay. Sean.
Yes, yeah. I'm Sean Francis. I've been acting since I fell out of my crib, and even at that time, folks weren't even sure if I was acting or not. So, I thought I had a pretty good thing going. Anyway, so
he's talking about real life right now.
Anyway, as I got older, I took acting and music more seriously as time went on, and so I split up my time between acting and music. And in fact, I just got done doing my side gig at the church where I've been playing at for over 20 years. But anyway.
That wasn't distracting.
Yeah, no, not at all.
No.
I guess we should all get used to George doing some kind of a distracting kind of thing. I think it's just
moving a steak in front of
he's
a
doing
man's
that
eye.
right?
That's
So
funny.
anyway, so here I
George,
am.
man, I love
Somehow
it.
I ended up at this podcast, and I don't know what the heck I'm going to do next, but we'll see how it goes from here on out.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Do you make 100 or 200,000 a year doing voiceover work? Listen to your voice.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing earlier. It was just the way he speaks. Or I was like, he has like a natural voice
I'm
for radio.
straight, but man, he's got a voice.
Same here.
I'm 98%. Yeah.
I got to tell you, thank you for the compliment. But if I were making 200,000 a year doing voiceover, I probably wouldn't be here.
Yes, you would. You like
That's
us.
I'm just being honest with you. All right?
Sorry.
No offense, George.
He's like,
Anyway, but
too educated.
you're probably going to ask me next, what do I hope to get out of this? Some work, hopefully.
We'll get you in a movie.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
And are we introducing the two lovely ladies over there?
Yes, we have Jessica, and who's the other lady today?
Yes. What is your name? Shirley.
Shirley. We have George, our producer, Shirley, and Jessica. Yeah, I'm not sure who Shirley is with today.
Shirley hasn't quit smiling since I got
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
45 minutes
yeah.
ago.
Sure.
She brought water.
She
So
brought us
she's
water.
She's that girl.
When she's smiling.
Yeah,
When she's smiling.
perfect.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, we love Shirley. All
She
right.
must be Filipino a little bit. No?
Hispanic?
Oh, great. There's two people that are happy all the time.
The whole world smiles with her.
Yes. If you want to please everybody, bring free water. Yeah. All right. So today we're going to go through. We're going to update a little bit about the show, about the story of Art Geppetto and Steve. Geppetto is the store owner of the print shop. He invented Steve, who's the robot. And then after he built the robot, people start interact with the robot and Geppetto, which is Eric Roberts, who's going to play our role. And yeah, I know Eric personally. I know Eric Roberts, who's relative. I'm from China. Okay, I don't know anything about America, but Eric Roberts is relative.
This is it, really. What you're doing now is it.
To Julia Roberts. I think they're either brothers and sisters.
Yeah, that's right.
They're brothers and sisters, and then and I believe George is a big fan of Eric's work, and we're going to become a fan of his as well.
Cool.
It'd be nice if he gets to be on our show one day, and it will be an honor. And yeah, we believe Eric will be a great role to play as a print shop owner in our story. And yeah, just start interacting with this
Alright.
new idea.
And I'm gonna add to that, if you guys want to know like how it looks like appearance-wise, his picture is right there. Or if you guys don't.
Oh,
Yeah,
that-
he's familiar.
It looks like
It
a fairly
looks like
current picture.
Julia Roberts' brother.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah, just right on to that.
How'd you know?
Yeah, I don't know, you know.
He looks older,
putting
but
his
I don't
last
think he
names
is.
together.
Sean, I hope he's not doing commercial work. We're screwed.
Yeah,
We're not getting anything.
That's right. Just think of the competition there.
I know. Look at those features. He's the Marble Man.
Oh yeah,
I wonder.
it's a great edge.
What's one of his movies you guys can think of at the top of your head?
Man, I had Roberts from Pulp Fiction.
Pulp
and then
Fiction.
I was all. That's Eric's. Damn it.
I actually don't
Anyone
think
know?
I've ever seen Pulp Fiction. I've
Eric
seen
Roberts was in
pieces
Pulp
of it.
Fiction.
It's a whole
No, that's
Yeah,
what
it's
I
all the
mean.
film,
I had him.
yeah.
The character.
Okay. I heard it was great,
Eric.
yeah.
Oh
Like,
God,
I think I've seen,
the
like,
red hair guy
snippets
that's
of it,
just
but I haven't sat down
so
and
underrated,
watched
in
them.
my
You
opinion.
have two separate conversations.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, but no, you go first.
Mine
Yeah,
couldn't
I
have
was-
been. Mine couldn't have been the interesting one. Interesting one. Go
I
ahead.
was,
Runaway
just figuring, I was
Train
figuring
is
out Pulp
probably what
Fiction,
he's most
so
known
like
for.
I was just curious, like with that movie, because I never sat down and watched
Pulp Fiction.
before. Yeah.
Are you okay? If anyone's listening and hasn't watched it, the rest of us that has, should they see it or have?
All right,
Should they see it?
Eric,
Oh, it's
Eric Roberts is
unbelievable.
known
Yeah,
for
great movie.
Runaway Train, 1985, Inherent Vice,
Yeah.
2014, The Dark Knight, 2008,
The
Batman
Dark
movie,
Knight,
Expendables.
that's right.
He was.
He's what you call a working actor.
I believe he got. I believe he got nominated for Runaway Train. Actually,
in
Me and him are on the same boat. I
in the
like
dark
that.
in the 2008 Dark Knight, he was playing Maroney in Expendables. He was playing in 2010 James Monroe. Yeah, no idea.
Greenwich
right,
Village.
the
I
Expendables.
think.
Yeah, so this movie is it. This movie is his final masterpiece. Yeah.
Does anyone know
This
Eric
movie he's
better
gonna be
over-
making
do
with
you guys
us.
know Eric?
Yeah.
Oh
better?
yeah. The podcast is going to be his ultimate. His,
Oh, he's in Babylon too. He's in Babylon as well.
Oh, cool! I haven't seen that.
He's in
either.
Babylon. He's playing Robert Roy.
I think he did Last Stop Greenwich Village with Mickey Rourke.
Yeah. No idea. I'm
Might be
I'm a millennial.
What year?
I knew there was something wrong about you.
I know, right?
Are you
I
okay?
know American Pie. I don't know if you watched American Pie. you know?
I'm a yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I grew up with that too.
It's a classic.
Yes.
Were you born yet? Were you guys born yet? American Pie?
I was
No.
92.
Okay.
Yeah. They were close. I'm 93.
Yeah. I grew up with that. Like
Your
I don't
parents
think
let you watch it in
I don't think I was
diapers?
supposed to watch it. Though.
No, my parents don't speak English, so they have no idea what's going on. Yeah.
Sweet.
They had no idea what you're up to. Anyway.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quit
I
bragging.
guess that's a good thing sometimes. Right?
I made an educated
Which-
decision.
Which
Yeah.
was like pretty much the whole movie of walking in the wrong moments or the right moments, whatever way you want to look at it.
So if you mentioned Eric Roberts to your parents, they would go, "That a cool."
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know
hey.
how my parents would react to.
I got you.
Yeah,
Well played.
like it's too specific in culture, you know. Like my parents
I got
know
it.
like Leonardo DiCaprio. Like
Well, yeah.
yeah, to them every white guy looks like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel that.
It's like every white
Yeah.
guy look the same
Yeah.
to me.
Same bank account.
Same thing.
Exactly. Are you, by the way, I had an Indian roommate, Amit Shah. We're
Yeah.
best friends. Are you Indian? What's
Yeah,
your-
I'm Indian American.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Indian
yeah.
American.
Yeah, it's
care less.
I mean, like it's
But
like
Indian,
growing
though.
up in like Southern California, Northern California. I try to keep it with the acting in both of continents. I mean, obviously like Northern California to Southern California.
Did you notice someone I knew shot up there? What was the difference in Northern Cal to Southern Cal?
What was it?
Less opportunities or more opportunities? Less competition?
It's less competition. I would say like it's more competitive out here
Yeah.
than down there. But it's easier to get more roles. I mean, like I just recently moved here like a year or two ago. I used to get more auditions down there than down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, because it's
And you have experience, you know what you're doing.
yeah. I mean that's like that's the good thing about my resume is I have more experience than somebody would just start off
Yeah.
building there from ground up.
Yeah, just show up in LA
Yeah,
and go,
yeah,
hey,
hey, let's go.
that's me.
That's not how it goes.
So you're Indian American as opposed to American Indian.
But they both go the same way. There's always a fire among us. So
I'm
we
American.
always try to cut each other's throats off.
That's funny. I'm American for sure.
Wait, who tried to cut your throat?
And we're from originally.
One more time. Who tried to cut
No,
your
no,
throat?
don't worry
County.
about it.
Oh,
Don't worry.
Go ahead.
Wait.
No, just go.
Where are we going? Which way are we going?
We're going your way.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the
Can I
question?
ask them if
We're doing
they're
it
actors
your
or
way.
Oh yeah, we're yeah.
actors,
what-
singers, or
what's-
dancers over there?
What's the talent? No,
You don't tap dance?
I don't.
I was
Okay.
asking the gentleman.
She doesn't tap dance because she's never
Yeah.
been to an audition.
Pay attention to one conversation only. You can have two separate conversations.
But I thought they were in the crew.
It's
They're
more-
in the trust tree, the nest. Are they not?
It's more fun to have
Yeah.
2 or 3 conversations going at once, don't you think? Yeah.
Semi sort of.
Let's just
Hey,
stick-
you can disengage
You guys
from
wanna
one
stick
and
with
get
this?
into the one you like.
Are we sticking with
For
this?
shooting reasons, time.
I like them all, which
Yeah.
sucks. Can we get back to where you got the shirt real quick? Just
That was a question.
Oh,
I did ask him.
Okay.
Just like the leg.
I didn't hear that.
Money.
But I'm curious now.
Online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a really
very-
boring answer. That's how I would
That was
want
a
to say anything.
that was like a very broad answer, but it's an answer.
Yeah,
you
but
know? You gotta know
everybody
mine.
loves this shirt. Everybody
It's
loves this shirt.
terrific.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a good shirt.
And the lay, of course.
I think like this is the
Yeah.
second
And
time
what
you
it, and
wore
what
it.
it indicates, yeah.
It
yeah.
indicates you got laid in Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
Just put it.
Yeah. Okay.
You should put an
Yes, I
airline
love
ticket in
that,
the front
yes.
pocket. I would just walk around with
Never
an
been to-
airline ticket, and
Yeah.
everyone just assumes you flew in from Hawaii. Just keep the ticket there weeks. in your pocket.
Wait,
Yes.
does that come with the shirt?
Yes, it comes with the
Oh.
shirt. No, just kidding. No, it doesn't come with
Isaac,
the shirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isaac, come on,
He just put something together.
come on. You hit the snooze a
It was
lot of
so
times this morning.
convincing. Yes.
It was a late night for me last night.
Yeah.
I went to this Oscars party thing. It was chill. It was cool, but like,
How many people?
Like 150. But
Oh,
I left after an hour. I was kind of bored.
How many people you liked?
Like a handful to 10. Yeah. It was cool. I didn't stay.
There's
long
always
enough
nuggets
to,
everywhere.
Yeah. No, but it was fun. I mean, I'm not really big on like going out at night and clubbing. It was like it wasn't like clubbing, but I mean it was like at a club, hosted at a club.
Wait a minute. You don't like going out at night much? What kind of a millennial are you?
Yeah, I like to
Me
get
neither.
things,
I don't
I
like
like
going out-
I like to get things done. I don't really I
Yeah.
don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any of that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had alcohol in like over 3 years.
I like to cuddle.
Really?
I'm two.
Yeah.
I'm over two.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you're
No,
over
but
two?
I'm not like you. You know, yeah, I don't drink.
Got it. Okay, got
This
you.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
No, I'm pretty
working
sure
on
it is. Yeah. We're like, no.
I think it's me and you the same. We're both working on it.
Nah, yeah,
I would say like
I'm
2 days
focused,
ago.
man. I'm focused on entertainment, booking jobs.
ran
and
out.
It's been fine.
Yeah.
It's kind of a high,
That's
isn't
a
it?
tough thing.
Yeah, yeah. I
It's
get
kind
more
of a
high.
high.
I get more high off of that. I like the volatility behind it. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, quick question: what are some of the challenges you guys run into when you got to try to book jobs? Something we can talk about. Yeah.
That's a great question. What are the biggest challenges?
Yeah. Well, just mention one. Yeah.
I don't know. I welcome the challenges for the most part. But I would say maybe the biggest challenge for myself is I don't know if you guys can agree with it. Like getting out of your own way, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like maybe you're obviously capable of doing a lot more than you actually think you are, but I still feel like sometimes you just you get in your own way. And
Yeah.
You don't believe that, but I mean that's not so much the case anymore. But before I felt like that. Yeah.
How so?
Huh?
Getting your own way. How? Like
Just like for booking certain roles, lead roles. I mean, are you like capable of diving into a certain character, but instead of just going for it, you don't go for it? I guess that makes you tell yourself, oh, I don't fit that description, but in reality, like you don't know until you try type of stuff. I'm not saying go for everything type of stuff because I personally don't like working on horror projects or
Oh, go for
certain-
everything.
Yeah, I don't go for everything. I actually say no to quite a bit of work in
Yep.
general. I just like to stay in my comedic action and dramatic lane. Actually, more comedy action.
Go for everything at the beginning, and then when you figure out what fits your
See,
role,
I never did that.
Really?
I was just like, I was saying no. Like I don't know, like to a lot of things. Like I was like, no, I'm good. Like I'll pass. Yeah, I'd rather just stay. In
Did you guys? Did
Yeah.
anybody actors? You were all actors. Us. Anyone?
Act-
And
okay,
you?
cool.
Jessica.
Yeah,
Is
that was
an
my guess
actress.
too. Okay,
So
cool.
I have a.
Yeah, go
Is
ahead.
it my
ask.
turn?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, ask. You
So I have a fun thing to do. Actors Access and
Got it.
anyway, Casting
Got a
Networks.
trick- got a trick
Actors
for us,
Access
yeah.
has the face thing, right?
Yeah.
what face?
What
It
do you
has
face
face
there?
you can log in. You just put your face
Oh,
up and
gotcha.
log
Face
in,
recognition.
right? I'm laying on the bed the other night with my hat on, my prescription sunglasses because I'm 100 years old, a scarf on because I'm cold, and Actors Access lets me right in, and I'm like, who? The algo must know. Like, you're a loser. I haven't booked anything in 5 months, so there's no security. It just lets me in, right? With a hat and everything. And I feel like Eric Roberts isn't getting in with a hat and glasses and that. So I want to try to log into Actors Access now and put your face on there and see if it lets you in.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah, if you want to
Because I feel like the algo has singled me out as a non-working actor, and it just goes, why would you need security, bro? So let's see.
That's how you feel. This guy.
That's how I feel. That's what
Don't get in your own way. Don't get in your own way.
Remember how I said we're
If
talking about
this
getting in
works-
our own way? Maybe it's like one of those moments, bro.
So if it works, I feel like the algo is like, yeah, bro.
Well, try it.
We're
You
letting
could be
anyone
wrong.
in because no one wants to get into your site.
You could be wrong.
Anyway, someone talk while I do this.
I know what we can talk about. How dumb are those websites?
I like them. Oh, yeah, they're cool.
They serve the purpose.
Yeah. I actually enjoy the
They work for
efficiency
me.
behind it. I mean,
Yeah.
even though I jumped in, you guys have been in the industry longer. Like with more in-person auditions, I mean, I was so used to just doing self-tapes off the bat, I guess. So it's not.
Yeah, me
something-
too.
Oh, okay.
I always done. Yeah, I started like August, so. I was
Oh
like-
yeah. Okay. Cool.
So I was like, I always been doing self tapes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean.
And how long, Jessica, have you been in?
I got my first agent when I was 18 years old.
Cool.
So I started young, but I was born and raised in Vegas, so it was a little bit harder, so I have to always make the drive down to California. And then, yeah, it was like with Disney more so was where they were starting off with that, with me, and then, the good girl look, They're like, let's have another Hillary Duff. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
let's go for it. But
Let's
then,
do it.
I'm kind of glad it didn't work out at that time because I think you're too young during those stages.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to get back into it again at this age, being more comfortable. I got too nervous, too in my own way,
Yeah.
not really getting into character as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
In big auditions. So I was like, yeah, let me take a break, be more confident in myself and just, finally now I'm doing it.
No, I get you. Yeah.
100%.
And it's I feel like going to those auditions, they're a muscle alone itself, right? The more you do it, the more you keep going at it, like the more you learn more about yourself. And each shoot or every opportunity is amazing opportunity to learn and grow. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I feel that.
Can I, I'm sure Sean has some stories. I was in St. Louis. I took a couple acting college classes, and White Palace was shot. James Spader and Susan Sarandon. They were so nice. I find myself there's like a bachelor party scene, and this is 89. This is 33 years ago. And I'm with James Spader. The Seinfeld. Oh my God, Jason Alexander, James Spader, another guy. And we just played poker, and they treated, it was just like, hey, what's up, Rob? Your turn, Rob. Like, they didn't big league. I just want to let you know that was 33 years ago, and I kind of started a couple years ago. And little things are happening, and maybe I just want to do shorts and student films the rest of my life, where everyone's free, no one's getting paid. It's the most amazing thing.
I do not
They're like,
do
Rob,
any
can you
free
carry
work."
some stuff? Yeah, you want coffee? It's just kind of fun to be on a thing where 12 people are unpaid.
Yes, I'll do them for free if I'm a billionaire.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah, so-
you don't know.
We got a hidden
You
billionaire
might wait
here,
30
yeah.
years and start when you're 60, So
I've never said no to a single project, whether it be like a student film or even there was a guy that paid me literally $80 to do something that he wanted to put in hotels in another country for safety reasons, to not open up the door to just anybody knocking on the hotel door, to keep women safe. And in that, I had to pretend like I was kidnapped and all this stuff.
hey, you
But
got paid.
it's funny though because $80 at the time. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most I've made for acting. Like at that time, I was still like 17, 18. But it's funny because that became part of my reel though. So it actually got me one of my biggest auditions was that. And just them seeing
Exactly.
me, and then and it's funny because the biggest audition I ever had was actually in Vegas, and that was during the time where Vegas was starting to get.
You can create your own future in a sense too. I that's kind of where I feel like I'm at in a sense right now.
Let me rephrase the question. How did you book your first day player?
Day player. So yeah, I mean, I was just auditioning a lot, and I just like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm naturally just like good energy with people when I talk to people on set.
Was it an in-person audition or was it a self-tape?
No, they just like I was on set and like working there, and then like I was just always connecting with the directors.
You
and,
got
like,
bumped.
Yeah, and I was
I almost had that. It was
Yeah.
so fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, and they just kind of picked me up to do some improv with the first team and stuff like that.
Okay.
And that's kind of how, like, I just feel like, honestly, every job I get, I'm having fun. It doesn't matter what it is to me. I just have fun with it.
Yeah.
And I feel like people like that, no
Yeah.
matter what it is. And that energy just kind of transmutes, and they appreciate it. And then they just kind of like, oh, why not? You know what I mean?
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. Even my auditions, like, I'm like, obviously there's the ones I don't get, and then but you just keep going. But I have fun with them all. I even laugh at the ones I send. Like, I was like, why did I send that?
You get a call back on something, you go, wow, drunk or high was I?
Yeah, but it was just so funny. I was like, but it was just a fun. Like, it's even funny. Like, even though I didn't get that job, it's just funny to look back
That's
at
funny.
it. Like,
I mean, that's how I look
Yeah.
at it. I mean, like every time I get an audition for and they ask for a video, I mean, like, even, and they were like, send us a link or whatever, right? I just upload it to my YouTube channel. I just made it private. You just make yourself a private YouTube channel, and every time they say like send us a link, we send. Even I feel the same way too. Like, even though I don't get a job, I go back and look at it. I'll be like, dang, how fucked up was I?
yeah, that's funny. Yeah, no, it happens. But I mean, see, that's
Yeah.
like, bro, I think that's beauty in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love what you said, that you said that you just kind of having a good time and
It
connect.
is. It's all about having a good time.
Yeah, connect with
True.
the producer and the director on not obviously, but like, you know, just having a good time, and also like, I think I like what you said. You just kind of improv and then show them what you got, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I just go for it. I'm not scared to go for it.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
that makes sense. I feel like too many, like, that goes to getting in your own way sometimes. I mean, I'm glad that I'm getting over it quicker.
Yeah,
that's why I'm just going for lead roles now. I just want to stay in that lane, because that's what they kind of remember you for, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, even I've had people that have told me no before that say yes later.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. It's just kind of staying persistent, staying true to you, and owning that. I don't, like, that's kind of one thing I feel like I've learned for myself, and just learned from these other stars and other talent that I've worked with.
Love
Or
that.
like, that's the vibe I've gotten from them for sure.
Yeah, I heard multiple stories where people got bumped to day player, or like to like at least one liner, where they just like the people on the set love their energy and love what their personality.
Yeah,
and then
Adding on to
don't.
that, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I'll say it and then we'll go right after. But like, and I would just say, like, I never went in with the attention like I'm trying to get something out of them. You know what I mean? Like, I was generally just like enjoying the moment for what it was, and being there, being a sponge and learning off of everyone and everything.
all right, back to the story.
I'm gonna.
he's gonna
I'm gonna add
Totally
to-
cut, dry cut. I just keep going.
Full stop.
I'm gonna add to that. Like, speaking of bump ups and stuff, it's actually literally happened to me a couple of years back. I was actually called in for a background, and they put us in this scene where we are in an office environment, and it went up 2 bumps, I think. It started off as a background from a central casting. We ended up going in. They called us out of all the casting from central casting. They called us 5 people from that group of people, and I got bumped up to that. They made a scene out of us. First we were just called in for background as a stand up, and then we got like 5 people out of them 20 people that got sent in. And
All
then
5 of you bumped. Great.
5 of us got bumped, and on top of that, out of that 5 of them, there was me got bumped even more, saying we're gonna have you in a scene where they're gonna have us taken out on a stretcher. Like, they're gonna have, like, I got, like, I don't know, like, I'm in the cop. It's just like a stupid scene.
You were carrying the stretcher, right?
Yeah, no. So I mean, like, it was just a stupid scene. Like, I'm making copies. I get a paper cut. I got hit by a coffee pot or something, and I forgot how it was. And then I have burns on my hands and stuff because of burning pot. And they had fire guys and cops coming in carrying me out of the building. So
that's cool.
It was like,
But you're going for background now. You're the center of attention. all of a
That's
sudden.
cool,
man.
man.
Again,
So,
that
like,
future.
going back to what he said, like, anything could happen. I mean, you be on the set, you calling for something else, end up being something else. It's all about the luck and how your appearance is, how you look like.
Can I?
Yeah.
Did you have something?
Oh, I was going to
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't worry, the whole scene will get cut.
Yes, thank you.
Just saying it happens. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
anytime. And,
Hey,
you know, you
Roberts
guys talking
can
about
wait.
talking about bumps and everything else like that. I can't remember the last time I got bumped. Maybe it's because I never did. But anyway, I have
I love the
my
brutal
best-
honesty that comes out
my
of you,
late
Sean.
best
Like-
friend, though. He died fairly recently, but wonderful actor and great guy.
What's his name?
His name was John Rosati, and he was on the set in working on The Wild Party. I don't know if any of you ever saw that. James Coco, Raquel Welch.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
I'm just kidding.
he got bumped to play her boyfriend in a scene.
Cool.
And what happened later on is that they were in the cafe having lunch together, or well, not together, but I guess he was right behind her, and he accidentally bumped into her, and she really didn't like that, and so she saw to it with the director that he got removed
From the scene?
from his bumped up position. Yes, another bump up that he got that he blew was when
Why didn't she like it?
she's a.
Wait,
Is his
Anyway.
name Julian?
Uh-huh.
Is his name? Just kidding.
Oh, no. Anyway, so
Okay.
another time
That's unfortunate.
Another time he blew a bump job that he got was when he was working on New York, and he got bumped to do a little scene with Robert De Niro. Well, what happened is during the break, he smoked a joint with Robert De Niro, and
Fuck yeah.
it screwed him up, and he wasn't able to do the scene. That could have been his, big
That's what
time
you get, bro. Can't be
Okay.
smoking then working.
break.
Who cares? He smoked a joint
Always
with Robert
build
De
up your
Niro.
tolerance before you arrive on set. I guess is the
Actually,
moral.
Offset, the rapper, he offered to smoke. He offered me to smoke weed. I just didn't. I don't smoke, so I was like, I'm good. Yeah.
Anyway, he fell down eventually and bumped his head and ended up in the hospital and died of that. That was a few months ago. Anyway, so that was the end of his illustrious career.
Lesson of the day is stay away from weed, kids.
Yeah.
See?
Can I do a do?
That's
White
just-
House celebrities who
That's
smoke
for
them
people who
also.
can't handle it.
But I teach their own. But like, yeah.
Stay
just-
away from
I'm
it.
not for it. Yeah.
All right.
What not to do real quick, and I don't mind being just making full. You get past the pride, right? Don't do this, young actors. What Wild West Chronicles background, right?
Yeah.
So happy to get it. It was 250, cold, windy. They put us up great in the barn. I'm bearded up, a checkered jacket, and they go, Rob Meyer, where's he? They want you on the other B set. Holy shit. I go down there and there's cars coming. He goes, hey, can you make sure that car doesn't come while we're shooting? I go, great. For the next 30 minutes, they thought I was there for car patrol. And I go, no, they sent me, they rapped. They sent me and they go, you were the guy supposed to be in the scene? No, we thought you were directing traffic because I didn't speak up. Like, I was too shy and embarrassed. I should have walked up, and it was a bunch of burly Western guys shooting, having fun. You don't want to interrupt them. Say it, go. Raise your hand and go.
Yeah.
They sent me down. I blew a chance to be, on West Side Chronicles because
because
I
you
didn't speak up.
raise your vo-
I
yeah.
directed traffic like incredible. Like I think I could do that for everything else. I
No,
had
that's not what you went
trucks
there
coming
for.
by, but
You've got a backup
They
job
call
just
you
in case.
again, they're like,
Sure.
hey, you directed traffic real good.
Yeah.
You were
So usually I'm talking
president.
about
You're like,
me,
dang, that's
but-
not what I would call. I
yeah,
was
so
expecting.
do not do. I guess what I'm saying, be assertive, but don't be rude. But
Yes,
speak
yes, I
up, or
agree.
you will
That's
get
fine line
run
there.
over,
Yeah,
and you'll
I
miss an
always-
opportunity.
I always speak up.
Thanks for letting me get that out, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you said that, but
Yeah.
there's never a time where I don't. I'm like literally I'm just
Shocking.
first person. I'm like,
Robert, before that goes away, okay,
Shocking.
you can make sure you write a scene about that in this movie.
In the movie, how about that scene?
Yeah, just time travel back. Yeah.
And just standing there, yeah, that'd be good. Just,
Yeah, right, just- Just go back to that time and
tell
change
me what
it. Yeah.
to do. I don't know what's going on.
Oh no, so in the
I
story,
got a C in English. I'm great at math. Is there any math in here?
you are. That was actually the only class that I failed. Was
Everyone's
geometry.
different.
To each their own.
Everyone's different. We
Yeah,
put all the
each
kids
his
through
own.
the same
Public
meat
speaking,
grinder.
I got an A.
What was your best subject?
I said
Gym. Probably PE, like all of us.
no. Actually, I didn't get into that until like my early 20s.
Okay.
Yeah, I was athletic, but I didn't get it really into like the whole fitness realm until like early 20s. But yeah, I don't. Subject wise, I love science. I like science in a certain
Yeah.
sense, but more public speaking. Sociology. I'm trying to think of all the classes that came to me where I didn't have to study, but like chemistry, geometry, all that stuff.
Well, you
I
had
had to
to-
put in some work.
You had to like sci-fi, which is why you're here. Right?
Sci-fi. I like sci-fi. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, actually, yeah, I'm a huge fan of The Witcher. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but
The Witcher.
I
yeah,
haven't.
Yeah, the guy, the Superman guy. Yeah,
Cavill, yeah.
Yeah,
Have
yeah.
you seen that show?
Or
the game? You played the game?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I played a little bit of the game. Yeah.
I like. Yeah, I'm not
sure.
like
Yeah.
I'm a huge comedy buff.
Yeah.
You know, there's just certain things that catch my eye, like in the sci-fi realm. Like Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise. I've seen that. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Edge of
I think
Tomorrow.
that, I think that was
love
such a great movie.
I love that movie.
It
Yeah.
was great, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
the whole.
I watched that
story.
movie at least 20 times.
Well,
Yeah,
you
I've seen
said
it.
Tom Cruise, so
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you were redundant.
That Edge of Tomorrow. That story that's actually a Japanese story. So the character is supposed to be Japanese.
Is that right?
It makes
I did
sense.
not
Yeah,
know
it is
that.
a very because it's
That's
a
why I
very
come down
like
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
this story. It's amazing. It is like I can't even explain it, but it's just like the whole time lapse and all that stuff.
Do you guys plan to watch that movie,
Which one?
Edge of Tomorrow?
George.
Love that.
If not, obviously, if not,
Yeah, yeah,
if not, I'm
I
just gonna
agree.
spoil it. Yeah.
I haven't put that
Just
in my
spoil it.
itinerary yet. No.
It's with Emily Blunt and.
There you go. That's right.
Emily
What's her
Blunt,
name?
yeah, Emily Blunt,
Tom
yeah.
Cruise.
She's a bad.
I gotta work with them.
I've actually
I'm
got
working with
plans.
Emily Blunt.
I got plans to see
Calling it.
the
Saying it
Jesus
now.
Revolution.
Speaking it out.
I've heard that's pretty good, actually. Yeah, I got some
Jesus
friends that went to see
Revolution.
Jesus Revolution.
Huh?
I have some friends that went to see Jesus Revolution.
No, what is that?
Is it from
Passion of the
the 60s?
Christ?
Fantastic. Yeah, it was about the
Passion of the
movement
Christ?
back in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've seen Passion of the
Which
Christ.
movement?
The Jesus
Vietnam?
movement?
Oh my
Oh,
God.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Actually, well, I do have to head out though.
And can I just say,
uh,
this gentleman over here, I'm Rob, remember? What's your name?
Rob is so kind, yo.
What is it?
Scripts generated by ChatGPT this time around.
Okay, that's
But
okay.
can you explain, Edison, what is ChatGPT and how does it work and how he can help us with the soundtrack for our movies here in Beverly Hills 90211?
Are you? Have you heard about? Have you heard about the tool?
ChatGPT, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too familiar with it, but yeah.
It kind of does a lot of work for you. Just kind of, you know how like when you hire a writer, you tell it what you want and then it writes for you. It's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Scary in some ways, but yeah.
yeah. So
You know, like,
it is pretty scary.
This is the
but
first time
it
I
come-
actually-
It comes up like this whole thing is come up by the robot.
This is the first time I actually used the
That's
chat GPT. I didn't even know what this software was. I was just like in there just typing it out.
Excuse
I'm
me.
like, I'm typing. This thing is automatically picking up my words and adding it in. I'm like, no, I'm using this software really wrong. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and talk to it.
it's like the typewriter took a life of its own.
Yeah, life of its own.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You use it yet?
No, this is a particular program you're talking about?
Yeah.
A writing program?
Chat GPT. Yeah, that's what we use. It does it. It does it all by itself. You just have to tell the program certain certain things like main part and it's just specific.
Uh-huh.
You like it. I don't want to give it out what it does.
All right.
It's more confidential, but
Okay.
yeah.
What if they have a similar program for music composition?
I know, right? Write the song out for you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's
So you know about the
script real
characters
quick.
and stuff?
I don't.
Here, you want to read a couple of them from it just to get an idea what's this all about?
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah. All right, guys. I gotta head out in about 15 minutes. Just a heads up.
I got to head out at about 4 o'clock myself.
Yeah, I'll head out with you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do this interior copy shot.
All right.
All right.
So just the show is officially ended, but I just wanted to introduce you guys so we get accustomed with each other.
You already cut the show. Okay.
No, we didn't cut.
Okay,
We're still
cool.
on, but we're getting towards the end because it's getting towards the like a 10 that I feel.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So let's do. Are we still doing the script?
You guys want to read off the script, or you guys
Maybe just
want to improvise?
just know each other and we finish.
Yeah,
We have less time.
let's just introduce ourselves to him again.
Okay, sure.
Let's just forget about that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just free talk
just free talk.
with Edison. Let's just introduce Edison to 90211.
What's the date of your show?
I'm sorry?
What's the date? What's your premiere? What's your show premiere again? Like you wanna?
Oh, yeah. Music 90211 premieres next weekend. Next Sunday.
Next
Yeah,
Sunday.
next
Okay,
Sunday, yeah.
perfect.
Next Sunday, yeah. So yeah, 90211. Make sure you guys check it down. Like I said, we'll not only be covering music, but we'll be doing pop culture and what's going on in the entertainment world. So we'll be, yeah, and of course we'll talk about other things too, like what's going on with people socially, whatnot, what's going on with people, how they're interacting with each other. So this will be pretty cool.
Okay.
It's good to talk with you guys. Maybe we talk a little bit about that here. So far.
All right.
Talk about here.
Anything that you can spoil without spoiling anything of it? You know,
You mean without giving things away?
yeah. Can you spoil anything without giving anything away?
Can you tell us a movie, but don't tell us how it ends?
Exactly.
Nah, man.
The noise with the food. Yeah, let's just drop that for now.
Okay, can you guys quit talking while I eat?
Oh,
Sorry,
man.
our bad.
No, man, but no, man. Nothing really we could spoil about, but just been watching a lot of interesting stuff, man, on TV, especially Netflix, Hulu, whatever it is, man. I'm seeing some great actors, great actresses in some of these shows that I could not believe how these directors can get a hold of them, man. Like it's amazing how it's amazing what kind of hidden talent is out there. You just don't know. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the show You.
Yeah.
On Netflix?
Yes, it came out. Well, I just finished the season 4, the last half.
You just finished the last
in
half?
one day.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. I shout out to my brother and his girlfriend for telling me about that show. I was like, I'm not watching no psychopath murder people, man. Like, that's not even a spoiler at all. That's just.
It's not his fault. Just kidding.
Yeah. All right, we're not gonna go that far. You know what I'm saying? What's the name? God, what's the name of the actor? I've got the name of the actor.
Penn Badgley? No, Penn Badgley. Yeah.
What's his name?
Penn Badgley.
Penn Badgley. Yeah, he was on the. Was he on the Teen Wolf? Is he one of the Teen Wolf?
No,
fans?
he was in Gossip Girl. He was in Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl. Well, not okay.
He's essentially the same. Yeah, same.
Okay.
The same kind of story. Yeah.
Yeah, no, man. I've seen people play characters with antagonistic mindsets before, but he just took it to a whole nother level, man. Yeah. Like whoever trained him for this role, or anything like that, man. Props to whoever got Badgley ready for that role, man. That's pretty cool. Would love to work with him one of these days, hopefully.
Well, it's not surprising that you talk about how amazing some of these projects are on Netflix, because they have won more Academy Awards
Not surprised.
than any other production outfit in history.
Mhm.
It's amazing
Yeah.
how much they've taken over the screen.
Yeah.
No, it's the place to work. It's the place to be right now. I know a lot of people criticize how they may have run their business, but it's one thing to care about how they run their business as opposed to the projects that they put out.
Well, they're jealous. That's why they criticize. I mean.
Yeah.
But like,
Well, if they're dominating, then there's gonna be haters.
Gagan, you hitting it?
No, absolutely.
See you, man. Nice seeing you.
All right, take care, God bless.
Nice meeting you, my man.
All right,
Nice meeting you.
next time.
Yeah, nice meeting you. Yeah, it's I'm just happy that the outlets have expanded over the years. Before being a kid in the late '90s, early 2000s, you don't really streaming service wasn't really a thing.
Not many options.
No, and that's the thing. That's why I'm happy that we have these options for everybody, because now everybody can shine. That's just the deal.
That's right. Not everybody me.
Yeah. No, and of course back then, you guys have probably heard, back then it was about, commercials was the way to make money. Commercials was the gigs to get, and now it doesn't have to be just commercials. You can get paid big no matter what the role, how small the role, how big the role. You can shine in some form or another. But a lot of people don't understand too, man. It's not about shining within the moment, you know what I mean? We get so caught up in, man, I want this to be my moment, I want this to be my shine, but hey, man, something always bigger comes up, you know what I mean? As long as you have the opportunity for it.
You said, is everyone good? You said something about the streaming, so Sean and I are, from a different time.
Yeah.
I know he knows this story. We had 3 channels growing up, and then you got the 4th, and then if you made your little brother hold the rabbit ears over the TV, you could get that 5th channel. But it would still be staticky, so we would watch shows with lines through them and everything. There's a storm out. If we had a hailstorm, you weren't going to watch a clear channel. But what I miss, and I was going to ask Sean this, do you remember the water cooler, whatever you want to say?
Because it's been 30 years now since Whose Line's been around. So he was talking about Whose Line wasn't really a thing of the 90s, when they first started. He said, we used to go to the McDonald's next door and ask people to come see our shows, and then people would ask us. I was like, well, what is it you guys do? And he said, well, I don't know. It's gonna be up to you guys. I know it's gonna be up to you guys, But that's why, like I said, the pioneer era of the 20th century, and I think I'm so thankful for guys like like the Wayne Brady's and the Ryan Stiles and all those guys who did that show, because I think because of them, improv became a bigger thing. And now now you see people are wanting to do improv from all over the places. So now, like I said, the 20th century was definitely a special century to kind of look back on and say, like, man, thank you guys so much for what you guys have done. Thank you so much. And music was the same way. Music was the same way. Looking back, this year we're now celebrating 50 years of hip hop. And now you look back on 50 years, it's like, man, so many people have come through. Like so many people that we wish probably would have stayed longer. And now, like you said, standards are different. And I want to get back to what you said about believing in the characters. I don't think there's any actor out there right now, at least since I've been alive, who has made me believe in their characters in their movies than Denzel Washington. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so sorry. There has never. To me, he's the greatest actor in the world.
How about Bruce Willis in Fifth Element?
Oh yeah, but here's the thing.
Was it Fence Post that Denzel did? Fence Post. Remember the backyard? The whole thing was shot. It's a
where
play.
he fought.
Was it Fence Post? He was in the backyard. He was up for an academy, and just like Tom Cruise, there was someone that just sorry, but Forrest Gump, I think, beat Tom Cruise back then. I'm like, when is this guy gonna get his damn thing?
Yeah.
But like that, maybe.
I know, but I'm just saying, man. There's great actors, and every great actor has their movies that are just kind of like like script may not be that good, but I believe in the characters. You know what I'm saying? That's how I view Denzel. Like when you saw him even in the movie Equalizer, I'm like, especially when he jumped those dudes that sexually assaulted that girl in the scene where he was like, what is it that he said that when he clocked in, he's like, you're not gonna ask me how she's doing? And I'm like, I'm like, oh man, like these dudes gonna get murdered.
He's been wowing me and Sean for 35 years. Right? Or 30 years maybe?
Probably,
maybe. I'm a big fan too.
He's amazing.
And that's the thing, man. But Training Day, which I think people view as like his ultimate movie, probably my favorite movie from him. But I'm also a big Remember the Titans fan. I could watch that movie so many times. But man, Training Day, man, when he just full out was just bad, and he sold it to me right at the beginning of the movie. He's like, tell me a story. Tell me, we telling, Ethan Hawke in the movie, he's like, tell me a story. He's like, my story? No, not your story, a story, because you won't let me read my paper, so now I gotta listen to your bullshit. It's like that. It's like, oh my god.
His best movie to me, not Hunt for Red October. That was Baldwin, I think. What was the other one that Denzel did? Not Hunt for Red October. It was another.
How far back are we going?
Yeah.
He took over. Gene Hackman was the not racist, but just didn't want his authority questioned. And Denzel took over. And what was that movie? Not Hunt for Red October. That was Baldwin. The other one. There's a missile. Wow. I'll Google it. Continue on.
And on that, I'm gonna have to go. Okay.
Yeah,
this is a 60s shows now. Okay.
No,
It's kind of hard to relate, I suppose.
I hear you.
All right. Great talk, guys. Okay.
Nice to meet you, my man.
Great talking to you guys.
What you can do is, for your homework, you can Google 60s movies, so when you come back, you can be more educated and knowledgeable about the 60s movies.
Definitely
There you
not
go.
going to do that.
That's a good homework for him. I'll make sure he
Nice
does
meeting
it.
you.
Thank you. It was great meeting you.
You too.
Please tell me you've seen Pulp Fiction.
Great
because
meeting you.
I think
All
so.
right.
Not-
Pulp
Of
Fiction.
course,
Have a great
because you're a
rest of
human
your
being.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a
You're
great
an adult.
weekend.
Yeah, watch
What's left of it anyway?
There's actually like a Chinese movie that imitates Pulp Fiction.
What is it called?
I forgot the name. It was it's called $1 Million Man.
$1 Million Man.
It's Gino Steve.
That was
who
Steve.
did the Kung
Nice
Fu
meeting
Hustle.
you. So Vegas.
Not to be confused with $6 Million Man, of
I
course.
still go back
All
a
right.
lot.
It's,
What part of town you on? If you go back at all, so
Yeah.
I do. My dad owns a jewelry mineral store actually, right by Sahara and Joe W. Brown. And
Well,
jewelry
have you seen
minerals
anyone
are
run in the
also-
mountains and hiking?
Are
Like I
we
do
done?
10-mile stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna be done after this.
I love summerland and hiking. So
Nice
yes.
seeing you.
Nice
I'll
to
recognize you. I know I
here
will.
now. Please have a seat here now, Ron.
Yeah, I'm gonna boogie. I probably got 5 minutes.
Hey, Simmons.
Yeah.
Nice to see you finally got a ride today.
Yay! Thank you. Yes. Finally. Appreciate it, man. Sean got me a ride last night.
Aw, that's nice of you.
I know, it's a dirty job, but somebody had to do it.
I know, right? That's how I felt today. I'm just kidding.
Hey, man. Bye, guys.
Hi.
See you soon, okay?
Thank you. Sorry. So nice meeting you. Thank you.
We're good. You can hear me?
Yeah.
So since I have to go, I do need to ask.
Yes.
I got your number last time. Now I just put Edison in, but I put EDDISON. Is that close?
There's only one D.
EDISON?
Yeah.
And last name?
Salvador.
That way I can put it in, and I'm laying in bed, IMDb and friends I know, and go, holy cow, they're in production on that. You know? So I have a question, and you're younger. If, like podcast-wise, I know someone right now, 87, he's their whole life been around Emmy and Tony winners. She currently still teaches song and dance and acting at 87, 88. Still going. She, whatever.
Amazing.
She comes on. You're a singer. I mean, she was the lead in West Side Story at the dancing. Anyway, this is a long story. What would it be like for the younger people? If I had an 87-year-old, do they just hit the mute button? Or if she starts talking about dancing in West Side Story in 1950, there's my...
You're not talking about Rita Moreno, are you?
No. Not the lead, but the lead dancer and well known for it. Would that be something that kids for 45 minutes you would ask her singing and or at questions and be interested in what she went through in 50s and 60s, or would that bore the piss out of you?
You know what, man? It really just depends on the ear of the person that's asking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just, and that's the thing, man. I just feel like, someone like me, I don't mind learning from anyone. You know, like, you obviously have been in big projects, so why wouldn't I want to hear from you? You know, like,
if you have been in big projects, why wouldn't I hear from Sean?
Yeah.
He's got nuggets.
Yeah, you know, but that's the thing, man, because I think what it is, too, is that a lot of kids are more about familiarity with the name. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's like a key thing. Like, it's all about familiarity of the name. And it's so funny because, like, man, like, why wouldn't anybody want to ask somebody who's been successful?
Free advice.
You know, like, thank you. Okay, yeah, but you know, like, why wouldn't you want to ask somebody who's been in this business for so long and has success? And it's because, like, and it's all because I feel like there's no familiarity with the name. Yeah. But that shouldn't matter. You know, the matters is that your resume. It's like when you apply for a job, like, man, like let me see what you've done. Like, let me see what you've done. Or, you know, or some people will look at it, what have you done for me lately, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at the same time, man, you want to be able to learn as much as you can in this business.
Sean, when was your... Go ahead. Wrap your up. Go
ahead.
Sean, when was your first audition? What year? I mean, Hell on Wheels, I guess. 1874, maybe?
Boy. Yeah, it had to be somewhere around that time. Let's see. Gosh. I got to say probably in the mid-'70s when I auditioned for a role. It was an AFI film. And, it was...
mid-'70s.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
And my question, because I think she'd say the same thing, auditioning may be changing, Zoom and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She had the same battles that we do. You got to get in that room. Oh, God, what do they want? Who cares what they want? I want them to want me, because I don't want to be on a project doing Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Since I can't do that very well.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to get cast on that. So has it changed? What's changed?
Well, you know what? It's interesting you mentioned the change from the live in-house audition to the Zoom audition, which I really abhor.
Yeah.
Did you want to think about it a minute, or just blurt it out?
No, I mean that's just really the way I feel about things. I mean, you talk about the dynamics of the business changing. I mean, that's just one of many, and it takes away from the engagement that you would normally have gotten to have with the casting director and even possibly director and producer, whoever happens to be
But there's
there.
an energy, Edison, in the room, and I won't interrupt him, but there's an energy that maybe makes me spark or I wilt into a puddle.
Well, not only that, it's you talk about energy. It's so much more difficult to gather that energy when you have to do something on Zoom as opposed to something that you're doing face to face with the casting director or whoever is with her or him in the room, right? To play off of, okay. And they get to see that in person. There's so much more of the energy that exudes from your audition, your reading when you're there live with the casting director, as opposed to anything that you can possibly hope to accomplish.
But you can't feed off someone else on Zoom You know, my girl did the same with me. It was horrid, and she goes, "Do this, do that," and I just posted it on my reel. That's how great of it. Are you singing on Zoom? Are you getting callbacks on Zoom and singing, and they're trying to do audio through Zoom? And I love Zoom, but are you doing that?
Singing's different.
Yeah.
Singing's really like different. You know, it's really about, you know, that's why you hear things like EPKs, all the other
What
stuff.
is that? I don't know.
EPK is pretty much a music resume. It's probably how I view it. It's really like
It's your reel.
yeah, it's like a digital EPK. Yeah, it's like a digital resume. You know, just like a reel, as you say. But you know, like I said, music's just different. You know, I think we have what we call promo. It's called promos. Like in acting, it's called reels. But in music, it's called promos.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Do you literally just send in your EKG?
No, he's not that old yet. Yeah, okay.
Mine's a do not hire. Whatever it's called.
EPK.
EPK.
Yeah.
Do you literally
What's
send
the
it in and get
acronym?
self-booked?
What's the acronym stand for?
Oh shoot.
I mean,
Electrical performance, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's called an electric performance kit.
man, do they sell that
Yeah.
in the pill farm? Great. But do you literally submit that and literally book a job? They go, nope, we need him. He can go low, high. What, you know, they book you off that?
Yeah, it also it depends. You know, like I said, but in any other entertainment realm, it's all about who you know. Also, then sometimes, yeah, but then again, EPK don't matter.
Yeah.
At that point, you see
If
what
they
I'm
know
saying?
your talent, yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like okay, like because at that point it's like, okay, I'm gonna take this person's word for it because I've known him or her for so long, and they're telling me like, oh man, you gotta book this dude. Yeah, he's dope. You see what I'm saying? But like that's what I'm saying, that it doesn't matter. You know, that's why I think, you know, this industry has changed so much. Because before social media was even a thing, you had to know somebody.
Yeah.
It didn't. You had to. Like there was no other form of getting what you wanted in this business at that point in time without knowing somebody. You still got to know people now, but
You can do it on your own.
yeah. But that's the thing. It's a do-it-yourself business now. That's what I'm saying. Like I think now artists are starting to be trained into becoming more entrepreneurs. Because at that point in time, you know, not only did you have to build your craft, but you needed help in all areas. And this stage, you really got to figure it out on your own and figure out where the spots are, what your weaknesses are, your strengths, who you need on your team, who do you not need on your team.
Right.
Yeah, but, you know, and my manager, you know, I had a discussion with her one time. I told her, I was like, yeah, she was telling me, she was like, hey, like, you really got to do things yourself, you know. And she probably knew I knew that, but, you know, but I had to take it as if I'm learning again.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like if you treat it like that, you don't have a bad ego.
Right.
You don't have a bad ego because I take it as a reminder, like, hey, like, you know what? See what I knew, she's also saying. So I'm learning the right stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But in this business, you know, you really have to, like I said, learn as much as you can.
Yeah.
Because the more that you learn, you know, I don't know if you guys are into sports, you know, but you know, I'm one of the biggest Kobe Bryant fans in this world. And he always talked about, you know, when they and I remember he got asked one time, like, why do you always ask people for their secrets and their tricks? He was like, well, in order to be the best, you have to learn from the best. You gotta learn from the best. You know, it's that simple. You know, like there's no secret ingredient really, but at the same
Have
time,
you been to his facility, that basketball facility up north?
unbelievable.
He built some huge Kobe center, and there's just.
Oh, you're talking about up in like the land, like the.
Yeah, I'm up in near.
I like the Calabasas area
when I'm in town.
Oh yeah, it's no longer called the Mamba Center anymore.
No?
They just took it down now.
Man.
I think they
there
did
were kids there, and
yeah.
I think I don't know, but I think he bused. There was some maybe underprivileged. He would bus them in to play in this cathedral of a center and weights and everything. And I don't know.
And
I'm making this up, but
yeah.
man, was it nice.
Yeah, I just think the reason why they took it down, from what I heard, was to avoid like any like lawsuits that could possibly come in. But,
Yeah.
you know, but
You're on your. Can I ask your age?
I'm 27.
Good Lord, Sean. You know, I've worked these student films and shorts, and everyone's worried about the country or Hollywood. Don't worry about it, is my opinion. I can't believe it. I've been on student films. Christina Saunders cast me in my first thing. And I go to set, and oh boy, what'll this be, right? And it's just a bunch of incredible people getting to one goal. A couple people paid here and there. I wanted to ask you, I'm 55. In my 20s, I knew everything. In my 30s, I wasn't so sure.
20s do.
Yeah. In my 30s, I started to have doubts if I knew everything. In my 40s, it was conclusive. I didn't know everything.
Yes.
Now I know nothing.
Right. I was just going to
The
say,
more I read-
eventually you would get to the point where you knew
You
nothing.
absolutely are
I
blubbering
knew where that was going.
idiot. Right.
Right.
What age for me? Because 53, 2 years ago, I'm a blubbering idiot.
Well,
if you read, you know.
if you take a line from Secretary of Defense Rumsfeld,
Rumsfeld, we know what we don't know, but maybe not.
right? Well, I think it went
Amen.
more like this. It went more like this. I think he said, "The more I know, the more I know I don't know."
Yeah, so I'm going to quit reading.
Right?
I'm just going to stop because it's making me stupid the more I read, realizing how much I don't know. The point is, you're 27. Holy cow, right?
Yeah. You know.
I knew it all, and now I find myself, that's why I brought up my 87-year-old wonderful person I'd love to bring on. I keep talking now. I stop someone 65, 75. I want to pick their brain. If they'll give me free info, I'll take the free info.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Because they're so overlooked. You see a 7-year-old walking, I've stopped them before, and they're like, well, I worked for NASA for 30 years. Then and it's some guy you thought was digging in the trash. He's a rocket scientist, you know. It's interesting what happens, but I'll ask him flat out. I'm 55. How am I going to screw up the next 20 years? And they go multiple ways, mainly by not going to the doctor.
That's putting it bluntly, but honestly.
Yeah. So anyway, I throw it out there. I can't believe it. Things are fine here. I feel as if in the business, and I don't know it well, but I've had family in it for.
But you're
almost
still
10
learning.
years.
That's the thing. You see what I'm saying?
Learning.
That's what I'm saying. Like you
It's
guys
like
are you guys are older than me, but you still are learning.
The ball's still white, bottom of the first inning. I can't get a grip on it. That's
Yeah.
what I'm bottom of the first inning. You know?
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. But you know.
Well, just so you
I never-
don't cheat and throw any spitballs, okay?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying. You know.
Okay.
There-
Well, now we know where you're coming from.
And
Right?
that's true.
Are you working right now? Are you booked any or what? Booking anything?
Right now, just kind of working on my own stuff.
Yep.
If I could be honest with you, you know, like might as well. You know, what's the old saying? You know, you can't knock on the door in entertainment. You got to kick the door down and demand it. And I feel like that's my way of kind of kicking down the door. Like, hey, look, here are my projects. You know, and it's just kind of getting it out there. You know, rather still writing my own music, still writing my own films, whatever it may be. You know, I did comedy improv for 2 years and. I stopped doing that. Who knows? Maybe I'll come back to that. Who knows? Yeah. But I'm just kind of working on my stuff right now for the time being. And I've had auditions. Even though, and here's the thing, I tell people all the time too. You may not get booked, but it's fun to keep doing auditions. You know what I mean? It's always fun to keep doing auditions because you get the hang of like filming yourself and kind of like exploring yourself. You can go back and watch yourself and say like here's probably where I messed up. Yeah. This is probably where I did. But like I said. It's always kind of cool just to get the hang of having to do auditions. Yeah. And I think being a singer for so many years, you just kind of like get used to like, being in front of a camera and being in front of a stage and being in front of multiple people. But you're telling me I can't be comfortable being in an empty room most of the time.
Yeah.
Empty room most of the time.
Right.
Is it? So
I'm alone with my thoughts. Thankfully, a lot. The people around me, but I'm kind of a loner. I didn't know it. I like to hike. I like to go and they go, "What are you gonna do for 8 hours?" I'm gonna go on a 22-mile hike. Really? No, I'm just gonna hike and jog a little, dance, jump off some rocks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm comfortable with myself.
Yeah.
I'm great, but it's important to do that.
Yeah.
Sean, if you could go back 40 years, because I just signed my niece, I'm going to try to manage her. Not try, I am going to. If you went back, do you ever go, I know managers too that do well, and did you ever go back and go, God, if 78, I just would have started managing some people? Or I'm not big on regrets, because I took the fork I chose. We're all here for a reason, but anything you go, I should have been an agent, should have been a director. You can't say gigolo. It's not one of the answers.
Well, first off, shoulda, woulda, couldas don't exist. That's what my wife keeps telling me. But if I did have the chance to go back 40 years for real, I suppose what I would have done is I would have put a lot more effort and energy into the creative aspects of the arts. Whether it be music that I've been doing, most of my life, and acting, and instead of doing so much stuff that got in the way, like life, I allowed life to get in the way too much. I allowed distractions, regular side gig jobs that
Because you're going to live forever when you're 27. You know what I mean? Like you have your whole world ahead of you, and I don't have any regrets. But we're kind of still going.
Right.
People forget there's Generation Xers that are going to live 70 more years. There's 50, 48-year-old, 42-year-old Generation Xers.
yeah.
They got a whole life ahead of them. There's going to be some 60-year-old getting into acting. But yeah, you don't have big. And you know what? I guess the point is you won't have these either if you just kind of go with your heart towards that project. And I know unpaid sucks for everyone, and I have a job, so it makes it easier on me, to take unpaid work and travel. I know people that do this just to travel. I saw something that shot in Thailand, and I'm like, please pick me. I'm able to travel now. I want to go off and, what is it? Hate to say this, my agent might be listening. It's $100 a day. I'll do it. She's like, no, you won't. You'll be here.
Yeah, no.
There's an Ozempic commercial next week.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. But that's also a fun part of it too. Just traveling.
I'm just having fun. I'm sorry if I'm all bubbly. I'm having a blast.
Yeah.
Now that I backed off and just said, I met Sean, and I have your number now.
Yeah.
Because I have it. You were here for 3 years from now. That's the beauty. Is I hope I call him and he goes, who?
Yeah.
Crazy white dude from that podcast.
No, man. Hey, man. You never know. That's why I think it's so important to connect. It's always important to connect, and not only connect, but be cool. Just be cool. Be cool to people. Like I've seen so many bridges burnt down over stupid stuff.
Who paid the tab, the $8 tab?
That's a good example. But I just seen so many bridges get burned, and it's like, man, if you're just cool with people in this business, you never know what's going to open up.
Right. And the business really is all about relationships.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's hugely. People underestimate it now, but it's like, bro, you need relationships with people.
Yeah.
In this business.
Yeah.
You don't have to necessarily be best buds with them. I'm not asking that you got to have this bond or fatherly, brotherly, sisterly, motherly, whatever it may be type of bond, but just be cool with people, man.
And also not fake with it, because everyone can sense that. And I'm giddy like that, and they go, oh, he's kissing up. I'm anxious to see you. God forbid I see one of you guys walking on the street. It's ridiculous. I'll jump in your arms and hug you, as if we're best friends.
Yeah.
And then I wait for people to surprise me the wrong way before I just give them the benefit of the doubt. You get screwed over and you go, okay.
Yeah, and just, but
because 5 years from now, they get humbled and they're the greatest person in the world.
Yeah.
I probably wasn't so humble 32, or where was I raising 3 kids?
Yeah. I hate to use this example. I really, really do.
Use it. Please use
I am
it
so
now.
sorry. I don't. I'm going to say it.
Mr. A's
I'm going to say
over
it.
there. George's dying.
I'm going
to throw it out.
I'm going to say it. It's like when you, we talk about relationships in this business with being cool and whatnot, and you just never know. It's like those moments when you're dating somebody and you reject him or her. You reject him or her, and then down the line you see how successful that person tends to be, and then you're still kind of in the background, still you're still it's like, man, if only I was like.
You mean once they shook you off, they were fine?
And then but it gets to that point where you just kind of man, if only I treated this person better, maybe I could have just been a part of this person's life.
Of course.
And probably I could have lived a better life, and I
Gone
probably
to
would
their
have
beach house in Malibu.
Yeah, but it's kind of
I'll expand upon that when you're done with that.
Yeah. But
you'll love to hear this.
Yeah, but you see what the example that I'm coming from is man, I didn't treat this person well. I didn't treat I thought he was I thought he or she was stupid. I thought he or she was nerd. I thought he or she was a low life, and then you see they become these successful people, and you see that they're dating cool people, but it's no, man, they're not dating them because they got to a certain point. This person actually liked them because they were cool.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. It's the same thing with this business. Man, no, I got him in my project because he's dope as fuck.
People want to work with people they like that show up on time and know your line's 85%. We've all been on shows and someone just loses it that day.
That sounds like something Spencer Tracy said a long time ago.
Yeah, Spencer.
He said somebody asked Spencer Tracy what was the secret to his acting. He said, know his lines and don't bump it into the furniture.
Yeah. That was it. Yeah.
By the way, speaking of bumping into the furniture, I want to finish. Wanted to say something off of what you just got done saying about the treating somebody better than you did, and finding out that he became successful or whatever.
Right.
I love to tell the story. I was in the same workshop, acting workshop back in the mid '70s with Helen Hunt.
Wow.
And
was she 8?
She was like about 14 or 15. I was already college age by that time. And she was nothing special, I tell you. She wasn't particularly great looking. She wasn't that great an actress. She could act a little. And there was just nothing really special about her. But getting a call from my wife.
I know, right?
Because it's Oscar Sunday. She's worried about me.
Yeah.
But,
we gotta go.
Anyway, so I didn't think much of her at the time. I mean, there was a bunch of us that could act circles around her in the workshop, and including myself. And I didn't find out till later on, after I left the workshop, that her father was Gordon Hunt, who was the artistic director of the Mark Taper Forum at the time. Her mother was a big-time photographer, and her family were millionaires, and she just had this built-in entree into the business. And any of us, of course, had we had the same kind of connections, probably would be where she's at as well. But we didn't, or else we would be. And so, I look back upon that time, and I was in the workshop, probably the same workshop for about a couple of years. And, had I known, that she was who she was, probably, would have made some further attempts at,
where she's underrated at?
Sure.
Is that close enough to being done?
Yeah.
Or close to continuing?
Uh-huh.
What Women Want? She was opposite Mel Gibson, right?
Yeah, that's right. What she won for is as good as it gets.
Right.
But
and I thought
she wasn't as good as it got that
Did
year.
you see What Women Want? What Women Want with Mel Gibson?
I have not, but I'm kind of shocked that he's in the movie with that title.
Yeah, he.
No,
but you know why
no
she's
disrespect
underrated?
sorry, just real quick. No disrespect to Mel Gibson, but I'm just saying.
Of course not.
But go ahead. Sorry.
No, he's man. If you make it older, you'll have a bad night one time, and I don't know what happened, and I don't justify that. And I have all Jewish friends in Vegas, and they're like, it's Mel Gibson. You know
what?
we love him, but kinda, but don't say that shit.
Forgive me. I hate to
You're
be rude
gonna-
and I want to stay and listen to what you all have to say. Because
I'd love to grab your number. Can we wrap up? Because I need to go too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I got to go. My wife is worried about me because she was wondering where the heck we're going to watch the Oscars. And
Exactly.
stuff.
We got to pick up the wings. You guys have to get on that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Hopefully nobody gets slapped this year. Just saying.
Yeah.
Get slapped this year.
Did you watch Chris Rock's special?
No, but he tore him up, from what I heard.
He handled it like a professional Hollywood superstar would handle that.
Yeah.
It was what I thought.
Yeah.
He handled it like Chris Rock would.
Yeah.
By the way, just to finish up this story, real quick. Many years later, I worked on the film Bobby. And Helen Hunt was one of the stars of that, right? In between scenes, it was a break or lunch or something. She was out with her daughter in the backyard someplace I think it was the Ambassador Hotel where we were filming it, because that's where RFK was assassinated. And anyway, so I walk up to her, and just to see if she recognized me from the workshop. And I do one of these numbers like, hey, you wouldn't be the same Helen Hunt that was in the workshop
you did.
with me and Francis Lederer. Francis Lederer was the teacher director at the time. And she does one of these numbers like, I think so. It was kind of like a nice way of saying, no, I don't. Get the heck out of
Right.
here.
Nice meeting you. You want a selfie? I got shit to do.
Right. I was so disappointed about that.
Yeah.
Right. And so, there she was, this, big star, and, having already won an Academy Award for As Good as It Got. As it gets. And by the way, I still don't think she was as good as it got. I think the what's her name from Titanic should have won it that year, because she was nominated the same year.
Oh, my thing with Helen Hunt in What Women Want, think about this role. That guy's reading your mind, but you have to react like once in a while you can't believe he's reading your mind. And I thought I'll be flat out, she's wonderful actress, but she's not my, I have these weird people I like.
Yeah.
But she killed it in that, because think about what you had to do. Wait, are you reading my mind? Wait, I know you are now, or I don't know you are, towards the end. I thought, what a tough role. And so I just thought maybe she got a little overlooked for that. Gibson just got to play, and she had to react to, wait, is he talking to, does it,
Yeah.
So I thought she killed it in that. I thought it was a lot harder than someone would give, an actor credit for, to do that part. So anyway, I'm just kissing ass, but I loved her.
Yeah. I mean, I don't take anything away from her acting. I mean, I think, she's a pretty decent actress. I just don't